You are looking at the Leonardo MD-80, the Maddog, and we got some new sounds. I did record a video earlier, published it. It may or may not still be available, but the levels were a little low, so I bumped them up a little bit, and let's take another flight. Today we're going to operate as American Airlines Flight 1488 from Dallas to Tulsa. How you doing, everybody? I'm CJ. I'm your Classic Jet Sim pilot, and once again we're going to feature the Immersive Audio Soundpack for the Leonardo MD-80, the Maddog, or the S80 if you're from American. But it's a very good sound pack. I've really enjoyed it. I hope this video will highlight it even more as we do this quick little flight. And hey, before we get started, do me a favor, help the channel out, help me out, click that like button, click the subscribe button, so as I release more content of classic jets here on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024, you're notified. Click that notification bell too. And I would love to see you active in the community. Love to see your suggestions, your questions, and if I don't know the answer, I'll make something up, because who's going to know the difference? No, seriously, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to look up the answer and get you what you need. But love sharing my passion for flying these classic jets. And yeah, let's get started here. Let's look inside. So once again, I'm gonna do my best to not narrate totally, because some of the sounds are pretty impressive that they've added to this airplane. For instance, I love this sound. The sound of the control cables. Sound you don't hear much anymore. But remember, the Maddog does have cable controls as well as hydraulically assisted controls. But anyway, let's get into it. So let's get the EFB on so we can establish some power to the airplane. We'll turn the battery on. Got good voltage. Let's get a power card here. We'll wait for that to appear. Today, about a little less than an hour en route to Tulsa. It's not a very long flight. We're also going to be trying out Fly 2's Tulsa, which was just released recently. So that'll be fun to see. Should be a good one. There's a sound we haven't heard before. Heard it in the last video a little bit, but you should be able to hear it better now. Hear the blades, the fan blades clicking. We've got about a 12 knot wind in Dallas today, I thought I saw. Yeah, winds out of the southwest at 12 knots. Pretty cool. Let's see if we've got power. We do. Let's turn it on.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Get the nav lights on. See if we can hear. Yeah, you can sort of hear the clicking. And you get some wind noise through the windows. That's nice. Cool. All right. Let's make sure our aircraft options haven't changed. I know a lot of you like the dual queue flight director, and in all honesty, in the real world, I do too. But American actually outfitted these with the single queue, which is why our attitude indicator might look a little different than from what you're used to. are scheduled to have a little over 16,000 pounds of fuel. Interesting that it doesn't seem to be importing it exactly correctly. In takeoff fuel, yeah, release fuel 16,086 pounds. You can have 0 here. 16,086. So let's do, whoops. Try this again. 16,180. Let's just say 8,100. We'll have to pull these manually off the release then, since it does not appear to be transferring them correctly. Our 0 fuel weight is scheduled to be 115,172. Sorry, folks. Let me check. Should have 142 passengers on board. There we go. Well, we'll go with that. And we'll request refueling.
Refueling truck is on its way.
And as soon as the refueling's done, we will request boarding.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Got the auto panel set up, got the fire panel set up the way. Got it. Fire test here.
Fire left engine. Fire right engine.
Excellent.
Fuel truck is in position. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it. Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Should start refueling. I've been getting that message, but then it starts refueling anyway. Yep, it's working. Start making coffee. Auto, open, start pump is off, fuel heaters are off, ignition's off, start switches are off, all the fuel tank pumps are off, aux pumps are off, emergency lights go to arm, seatbelts are off, no smoking signs on. Pitot heat is on and set to captain. Windshield anti-ice comes on. Engine anti-ice is off, airfoil anti-ice is off. APU will leave off for the moment, batteries on and locked. Emergency power is off. Coming back up to the top. All the FMS switches are normal, engine swing is off. Test the GPS GPWS warning.
Glide slope. Pull up. Terrain in off. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps. Too low, terrain. Glide slope. Bank angle, bank angle.
2,500. 1,000. 500. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Too low, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Caution, obstacle. Caution, obstacle. Obstacle, obstacle. Pull up.
All right, that sounded pretty good. Just making notes. If you notice when they play the sounds, there's a certain sound field that I don't know if I'm hearing. I don't know if it'll carry through the way YouTube processes audio, but there's a sound field. There's a unique way that the sound echoes throughout the cockpit with all the metal and glass and flat panels, but it sounds really good.
Headwind, here. Headwind, here. Headwind, here. Tailwind, here. Tailwind, here. Tailwind, here.
Stall. 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 Overspeed.
Just checking the EOAD, the electronic overhead annunciator display as I test these symptoms. That's good. Lock out. Our landing altitude at Tulsa today will be 678, so we'll dial that up. Almost to 680, and the weather in Tulsa carries an altimeter setting of 29er, a 9er 6. Off, annunciator light test. Excellent. And we're good across there. We'll come back across the panel, got our audio panel set, oxygen test. We'll leave our lights down for now. I'm just gonna dial in the airport data. I want it on the map display. We'll set our bugs in a minute. Our altimeter setting in Dallas today is 3000, so we'll dial that up. Both places. Cue up the artificial horizon, the standby. We got good there. 33333. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. They test out good.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Good test cycle there. The speed brakes are down. Thrust levers.
Flat. Stabilizer. Brake. Hot lap. Flat.
I love the sound of the outflow valve wheel too. It's pretty cool. We were given an ACARS clearance. VATSIM, we're on VATSIM today, so we'll go ahead and do that. What do we have? 3245 is our squawk. Departure frequency 2655. And that will be put it down here so we can hear the sounds. Oops, I meant to go to 22.8. Over here, monitoring 22.8. So typical rule of thumb is the number 1 radio is where you keep your actual comms that you're using. Number 2 radio is usually to monitor emergency. Excuse me, and you can also use it to like set the departure frequency in as a reminder. But since today we just have one frequency we're dealing with, 2655, not 2555.
All right, copy that for UPS 206.
Turn that down a little bit. Hopefully it's not too loud. Anyway, so number 1 radio goes here. Primary frequency goes in the number 1 radio. Over here is for monitoring. You can set the reminder for the departure frequency here. You get your clearance, you get your tower, and or ground, and then your tower. And then once you have ground in, you can throw the departure frequency in standby. And then typically the preferred method is then when you switch from tower to ground, just swap it, spin it, swap it back.
And UPS 1006 heavy wind 200
a lot of times,
at 12 RNAV Laren, runway 18 left, clear to take off.
A lot of times,
RNAV Laren, clear
ground,
to take off, 18 left for UPS 1006 heavy.
A lot of times ground and tower are on similar frequencies, so it's not a whole lot of spinning to get there. Let's see, are we at our fuel? Yeah, more or less. Let's go ahead and board.
Boarding requested.
We'll let the jetway come, and then we'll run through our pre-flight checklist. Doors are opening. And we'll open the main door to get ready for boarding. There's this odd delay built in suddenly for this airplane, and I'm not sure why. I also want to see if I can modify the airplane here. Yeah, you don't get the choice to modify the airplane.
UPS 1006, departure is offline for appreciation to advisory of service.
All right, frequency change approved. Appreciate the help, UPS 1006.
Overhead, we'll set the MCP. All right, our course, we're going to expect
Passengers boarding starting.
17 right for departure, which it's kind of a pain. Let's see if we can get 18 left. But anyway, our heading will be 176 no matter what. So let's set 176. Set 250 in our speed bug. I'm using the WinWing PAP3 and our initial altitude. Oh, it's just climbed via the SID. So we'll set our top altitude at the SID. 10,000 feet. wonder if I move over here. Oh no, clicky's there, but for some reason the way the wind wing is picking that up. Notice how the knob's turning? But then when I use the wind wing, the knob's not turning, so therefore the sound's not playing. So that is not a sound problem. Menu, ACARS, AOC standard, pre-flight, init data, init request. Turn, weight and balance. Bring up my OFP here. Our trip fuel to Tulsa is 64.25. Our taxi fuel, we're fat on taxi fuel, 1,200. And our black fuel, our total release fuel is 16,086. Excellent. We'll send that in. Return. We'll ask for our flight plan. Return. Sit here, wait for messages. Over on the number 1, let's initialize our position. We'll use the GPS. We're at Dallas Fort Worth here. We won't worry about the gate right now. We are KDFW, KTUL. Put that in the company route. There's our cruise message. There's your fuel weight, 120, 129.1. So we'll set that here. Oh, it's put us over the maximum fuel weight, 0 fuel weight. Well, that is odd. Let's alter it then. There we are. 120.3. So we will use that. All right, Eaker, Tulsa, direct. That is our route. We'll activate that. We'll check our departures. All right, we'll plan on 17 on what he said, which is 17 right. I'll bet you he changed this though. 17 right, and we are departing via the grade 8. Grade 8, Eaker, execute, arrival. We don't have an arrival selected, but we will plan on ILS 18 left. And will you do the Tulsa transition? We'll plan on it. But we will probably get vectors, and if nobody's online, we'll go ahead and do the procedure turn. All right, our route, we already have initialization, fuel schedule. We are going to have 16,000 pounds, 16.0 normal fuel schedule. Our 0 fuel weight is 120.3. Whoops. Didn't take it. There we go. 120.3. Reserves 3,000 plus our alternate. We're at 66.7, we'll call it. takeoff CG is 14.4. We can put that here. Or actually, we did. Yeah, we swapped it up. Takeoff CG
aircraft
here.
DFW tower is going to be closing in 10 minutes.
18.5. Whoop. We'll set that here. 18.5. Cruise altitude, good old Simbri filed us for 310. I don't think we're going to get there. We'll change it. And let's go back to crew message. Oops, I meant flight plan. 343 at 9. We'll put in as our cruise wind. Temperature. No, check the flight plan. Topic line. Minus 21. Alright, takeoff. Let's do our performance calc. Our 36.4. We'll plan on 136 as our takeoff weight. For Dallas. He's going to be offline, so let's change our departure run. Well, we'll just plan a 17 right. It's be a little bit of a taxi, but not horrible. I wish you could actually scroll up and down on the FB. 17 right, because I always go past it at least once. 17 right, dry wind, 200 at 12. Outside air temp, ILS 18. What did we decide at Tulsa? ILS 18 left. Tulsa. Alright, back to the weather. 3000. Oh, what's the outside air temperature? 32. It's toasty, and I don't have air conditioning running. 3000. AI will be off. PAX will be on. Optimum 136.4. Let's calculate it. Flex of 50, flaps 2. Flaps. Let's not get a config warning like we did last video. Flaps 2, config. Flaps 2. Flex 50. And RV speeds. 47, 52, 61. 47. 5261. 52 161. Excellent. Clean speed 139, so nothing in particular to note there. Slow speed with the flaps out is 166. Slow speed with the slats out is 195. So once we pass this, we can speed up. And then our maneuvering speed is 239, but we're going right to 250. So that works out just fine. We'll wait for our final load sheet here. Let's go through our before. Start checklist. Parking brakes are set. Warm light not installed. Oxygen's checked. Circuit breakers are checked. Battery is locked and on. Fuel boost pumps. We'll get our mains on. We don't have anything in the center tanks. And while we're here, we're going to go ahead and start See how far along we are on boarding here. 100 packs so far. Tell me that is not a good looking APU sound. Boarding's complete. Fuel boost pumps are on. Emergency lights are armed. Probe heat's on cap. The windshield anti-ice is on. Pressurization auto up. And set. Flight guidance panel is set and checked. Flight instruments and bugs set and cross-checked. 147, 152, 161. Assumed temperature arc switch off. Flex is set. 188 will be our takeoff limit. 50 degrees. Fuel quantity distribution 16,000 pounds, equally distributed. So checked. FMS data is inserted and verified. We're just waiting on our final numbers here. Cabin has let us know she's ready. There's our final load sheet. Zero fuel at 120. 061. So we'll go here. Our takeoff weight. $135. So we planned at 136. So we are in good shape. And our MAC at takeoff is 18.7 instead of 18.5. So we'll go there. Transponders TARA and set. Never did that test.
TCAS system test okay.
Nice. Spoiler levers retracted. Takeoff warnings checked. Throttles are closed. Fuel levers are off. Fuel cross-read lever is off. Flaps and slats are up and retracted. And they'll come up when we energize the hydraulic system. Aileron rudder trim 0, 0. And the briefings are completed. We'll get ready for departure. Seatbelt signs on. APU is on. Bring the air on. We'll turn the packs on one at a time and watch the AC load so we don't overload the generator. Oh, I gotta bring the generator online. Dummy. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas and oil. Here come the packs. Did not overload, and we got air pressure. We'll click those there. We'll monitor the cabin temperature, which is pretty toasty right now. Sorry, folks. We'll go ahead and have GSX take away the GPU. Seatbelt signs are on. ACARS is noted. Logbook and flight forms are checked. We're going to get ready for pushback here. So, let's, gotta have it. Gotta do it over here. Prepare for pushback and departure. The tower is still on. Anti-collision light is on. Hydraulic pumps on. Transfer pump. Cabin ready retort. Flight deck door. Let's go ahead and close. And no. go.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We're gonna go nose right.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Tower's gone.
Locking gear.
I don't know how my radio got switched. 26. 55. Nose right.
Release parking brakes.
Dallas traffic, American 1488, pushing back off of Delta 31.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right. Should we start with the windows open? Or should we start from the outside? Let's do windows open. Okay, nose is clear of the jetway. Bring the bleeds off. Duct pressure's down. Start pressure is up. Today's an even day. Let's fire them up. %. Did you hear that light off? Whoosh. That's pretty cool. Alright. Watching the AGT for the hot start. And 1 and 2 for the hung start.
Set parking brake. Unlocking gear.
I like those start sounds. Alright, let's see if we can hear the right one start. Turning 2. Good start pressure. And 2. There's that ignition sound when the fire starts in the can. Listen for it. Right after 20%, I'll turn on the fuel.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Love that sound too. Maybe we'll start, next flight we'll start from one of those rear seats. Alright, after start checklist. What'd I forget? That ignition sound. Engine anti-ice is off. Air conditioning is established. Yeah, air conditioning is established. Temperature's coming down the cabin. Alright, flaps are set. Spoiler levers are armed. Auto brake is takeoff and armed. Flight controls. Spoiler up. Flight control check is good. For takeoff checklist is complete. Here we go. Dallas traffic, American 1488, taxiing from the Delta concourse to runway 17 right via Gulf and then Yankee. Here we go. We got that window open. Alright, open or closed? What do you want? Close it here. Ah, mercy. Listen to the nose wheel. That is a very distinct sound that I remember from riding the jump seat. The airplanes where you sort of sit on the nose wheel, you get there's a lot of nose wheel sound, right? The 737, 727. You don't really hear it as much. Note that those nose wheel sounds as you do in airplanes like that, right? The Airbuses all sit up much higher. You know, of course, larger jets, you're well removed from the nose wheel, right? The MD-11, you're, what, 16 feet ahead of the nose wheel? So we'll work our way up. We'll take the scenic route on Yankee, and then we'll get over to 17. So we'll do the before takeoff checklist while we go. Takeoff data and bugs are set and checked. 47, 52, 61 are speeds, and bugged. Minimum speed with the slats expended is set, so we know our flap retraction schedule. It'll be 1.17 right. We're set to flex 50. 1.86 will be our takeoff EPR. It'll be a full toga takeoff, or not a toga takeoff, but it'll be a flex takeoff. And toga is set in the DFGS. Our stabilizer trim is not set. It is not. Trim is set. Spoilers are armed. Here's Zulu, and then we have Yankee. And ABS, auto brakes, takeoff, and on. It really does sound good. By the way, this is a patched update. So the initial update, the flight I recorded and released yesterday, I had some comments. He had some things he wanted to work on, the developer, who, by the way, I had a nice long conversation with last night about it, and seems like a very, very good guy. Release is slated to be tomorrow, exclusively on Orbix. So if you like it, check that out tomorrow. But anyway, so there have been some changes, and one of the things I mentioned was the sounds of folks in the airplane when entering the airplane at a cold and dark state. So that's been taken care of, and I'm sure he's constantly tweaking it. But anyway, it sounds awfully good. Whenever I go to DFW in real life, I always feel like I'm driving under these bridges because I come into the airport from the wrong side. Does that happen to anybody else ever? Or is it just me? I'm not a Dallas local. So. All right, we're not going to shut one down for when it's single engine taxi out. Here. And then once we get lined up on Juliet, we'll go ahead and do the rest of our before takeoff checklists. The corporate ramp. Saw Beechcraft Duke parked there the other day when I flew into Dallas. If you know, you know. Alpha Zulu 77. Alright. Here we are. Both engines are started. We'll continue with the before takeoff checklist. APU, we'll go ahead and bring off. Pneumatic cross feeds are closed. Flight controls are checked. Hydraulic system high, and the transfer pump is on. Aux pump is on. Anti-ice is off. Packs are on. Takeoff briefing is complete. Annunciator lights are checked. We've only got the art light on, which is exactly correct. Because we are doing a flex takeoff. Engine ignition we can bring on. Nav display is checked. Runway 17 right. I see 17 right. We'll be RNAVing directly to J-Girl. And lights to go. Zooming out for a second, make sure nobody's coming. Dallas traffic, American 1488, be departing runway 17 right. After departure, be a left turn to the back to the north via the Grave departure at Dallas. Alright. Lights. Here we go. Camera. Action. We'll start the clock here as we bring the power up. I see 17 right. .176 is the runway heading, is the magnetic heading. All right. Let's start the clock. Let's get in the back seat. Let's bring the power up. There's the buzz. Love it. God, that's pretty good. Power set. Clamp. Airspeed's alive. 100 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. You're up. We're navin'. Climb thrust. Hard off. Vertical speed mode. Start the turn. Flaps up. Autopilot on. Track the slats. Speed brake. Auto brake. And we're off like a herd of turtles. And this is what it sounds like. It's all wind noise after takeoff. It is all you hear up here. All right, after takeoff checklist. We got the gear up, no lights. Spoiler levers disarmed, auto brakes off, flaps and slaps are up, retracted, no lights. Engine ignition, I didn't get that. Engine ignition is off, pressurization is pressurizing. Look good. APU is off. After takeoff checklist complete to 10,000 feet. Downtown Dallas. Head on up to our cruise altitude. We'll go to VNAV climb now. I hope that sounds as good for you as it does for me. Here's the airport. That's a Southwest jet on its way to New Orleans at 37,000 feet. All right. Enough of that tomfoolery. As good as it is. Maybe a little more tomfoolery. There's Dallas Love. This might be one of the first airplanes that I just want to sit in the back row in. Let somebody else do the flying. Nah, maybe it's not that good. It's pretty good though. We're 10,000 feet. Landing lights are off. We have 220 miles. Let's change our cruise altitude to flight level 210. Accelerating to our climb speed. Crossing Seymour on our way to grade. There's our new top of climb. Looks like we're doing good. Not much wind today. Aloft. Switch over to Unicon. Kansas City Center is on. And they are actually over Tulsa, 2575. Tulsa CTF, just in case we need it. 25-2 or 21-2. When you're heading around, always want to keep your nav display neat and your heading more or less on your heading. Kind of up and on flight level 180. And our wing lights off, or turn off lights off through 180. Exterior lights are set. Aircraft performance, we would check, but we're only going to flight level 210. So it's really important in the Maddogs. There is a cruise performance chart that is kept in the cockpit. And you always double check your weight against what altitude you're climbing to, just to make sure you've got adequate protection. It's not unusual at heavier weights if you're at a high altitude because of the winds and you get into some turbulence, you got to descend. Just because you don't have enough power to handle the extra drag that happens when you have turbulence and loading on the airframe. So that's why a lot of times, if you see cruise performance charts, you'll see it references a certain G protection, 1.3, 1.2. Because when you're in turbulence and the airframe gets loaded with G's, right? When the airplane gets heavier, it needs to generate more lift. If you generate more lift, you're generating drag. At high altitude, your engines may not have the power to overcome that drag, and you don't want a high altitude stall. So that's why it's sort of a simplified way of explaining why it's important to check your altitude, your performance at altitude, before you commit to that altitude. All right, leveling at 210. Our econ speed is going to be like 290 knots, I think it said, 287. Outflow valve is slowly moving. Hear that slight whistling sound? MD-80 noise is whistling, in this case around the first officer window. Just giving you some ideas of the soundscape. I'll keep quiet as we walk around. textures. Right, the changes in that soundscape as you go from forward to backwards, it's subtle, but it's it's very different back here than it is up here. But the changes you go. I think it's awfully well done. And I do not spend time in the cabin. I know a lot of people love to do that. Normally I don't. On this airplane I can make it, with this Soundpack, I can make a reason to do it. Now we're back in the cockpit. And we're back to wind noise. It's a pretty cool effect. Makes me wish I had one of those butt kickers, because that is very bassy. Wow. Pretty good. I mean, it's just good. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, let's start setting up for our... Right now, Tulsa. One 8012. Gust to 21. So we'll probably add a good 10 knots. Few at 7, broken 110, temperature 31. 2.22. Altimeter 2996. And we're going to want 18 left. And we've got Juliet. 2996. 18 left. What's our landing weight going to be? Our fuel at Tulsa is going to be about 10,000 pounds. So about 2,000 pounds less than we are. So 130,400 pounds, we'll call it. 130.4 done. Calc. Ref, flaps 28 ref, 143. There it is. We want slats out by here. That's our minimum speed with slats out. Flaps 11, then there. All right. By the way, the runway is long enough and there's no contaminated runway and we don't have a tailwind, so we did not have to actually run. We could use a standard assessment, but we'll go ahead and do that anyway. We got auto brake. What happens if we do minimum? It's a little... Yeah, the auto brakes aren't particularly effective on this airplane. Pretty light descent, but we'll just do manual braking. And 143 with the gusts. Let's go 153. And that'll be our ref speed at flaps 28. Kansas City Center, 2575. 72, that's what we're doing. The ILS runway 18 left, 1097 is our frequency. Our inbound course 180.
Southwest 289. Can you please change the flight level to 350?
And our...
I'm sorry, aircraft going second.
Decision altitude is 841.
Southwest 283.
Okay, say again. I had no idea what you said. I was coordinating with someone else.
Roger, can you please change our flight level to 350?
I can't do that if I'm not actively controlling it. I apologize.
Roger.
So number 2894 for traffic, maintain 150 knots.
150 knots, 2894.
Number 950 Victor Mike, fly heading 200.
200, Victor Mike.
Actually, November 950 Victor Mike, let's do this. Fly heading 150.
150 for Victor Mike.
There's our top of descent. We'll go ahead and do the descent checklist. Seatbelt sign is still on. Landing data is prepared. Our pressurization is set. Engine sync we never turned on. Fuel boost pumps are all on. We've got nothing in the center tank. Anti-ice is off. Anti-fog will leave off. And Egypt was...
United 1124, thanks for Foxtrot. Runway 12 right, taxi via Charlie. Cross runway 6 at Charlie.
Is on.
Right. Taxi to 12 right via Charlie, cross runway 6 at Charlie. United 10.
November 950 Victor Mike, St. Louis is at your 11 o'clock in about 11 miles. Report it in sight.
We got it inside, 0 Victor Mike.
Number 950 Victor Mike, thank you. Clear visual approach runway 12 left.
We'll set our
Clear visual 12 left for 0 Victor Mike.
Tulsa altimeter in the standby, just as a reminder, although he'll probably give it to us.
Kansas Center, citation November 31 Charlie Victor, ready to taxi with information Foxtrot, sitting at St. Louis.
November 31 Charlie Victor, stand by just 1 second for me. And November 2894, clear direct Ferris, clear direct Ferris, cross Ferris, at or above 3000, clear ILS approach, runway 12 left.
Direct Ferris, cross Ferris at 3000, clear ILS 14 left. November 289.
November 31 Charlie Victor, runway 12 left. Runway 12 left, taxi via Foxtrot Sierra, and the altimeter at St. Louis is 3005.
Is that okay if I have 12 right for 31 Charlie Victor?
November 31 Charlie Victor, not a problem. Runway 12 right, taxi via Foxtrot Victor, cross runway 6 at Foxtrot. The altimeter is 3005.
All right, altimeter is 3005, and we'll taxi via Foxtrot Victor, cross 6, Foxtrot for 31 Charlie Victor.
November 950 Victor Mike, the winds are 190 at 7, runway 12 left, cleared to land.
12 left to the land, 0 Victor Mike.
All right, 2,500 foot is armed because that's the altitude we want to be at Tulsa, but we'll rely on Tulsa approach. They'll probably modify that. August 9th is the scheduled release. I've not seen any updates to that since Predrag told me about it. So, yeah, check out Orbix if you want to pick this up. It was very kind of him to supply me with an evaluation
All right, let me see.
link and copy. We have to turn back on in a minute anyway. We'll just give it a break. Kansas City. 2575. 72. Kansas City Center, good morning. American 1488 with you, flight level 210. We have Juliet at Tulsa.
American 1488, thank you for Juliet. Ident, please. November 2894, the winds are 190 at 7, runway 12 left, cleared to land. Number 2, following traffic on short final. Captain, I'm sorry. It's ready for taxi.
626 Tango Golf.
And number 626 Tango Golf, I believe it was. Yeah, number 626 Tango Golf. Runway 8 right, taxi via Alpha, Delta. The altimeter at Spirit is 3003.
Alright, that's 8 right, yeah, Alpha Delta.
United 1124, runway 12 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 12 right, United 1124.
Actually, United 1124, let's just do this. Runway 12 right, clear for takeoff. The winds are 190 at 7. And you are going to be RNAV to Funky.
RNAV to Funky, clear for takeoff, 12 right, United 1124.
United 639, request descent.
United 639, I apologize. Descend via the arch to arrival. The St. Louis Airport landing southeast. The St. Louis altimeter is 3005.
So via the arch to arrival, St. Louis landing southeast, United 639.
And at St. Louis Center, United 458, we are approaching our top descent.
We need a descent too.
United 458, roger. Descend and maintain flight level 310.
Descend and maintain flight level 310 of United 458.
American 1488 requesting descent, please.
American 1488, I apologize for you, but your radar contact as reported. Descend and maintain 10, actually, let's just say this. Descend and maintain 7,000. Expect a visual approach runway 18 left.
You got it. Descend and maintain 7,000. We'll expect the visuals to the left side for American 1488.
Numbers, True 1 Charlie Victor, runway 12 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait for 12 right, 31 Charlie Victor.
November 950 Victor Mike, welcome to St. Louis, taxi via Foxtrot to the ramp. Have a good day.
Foxtrot to the ramp, 0 Victor Mike.
Alright, we'll start our VNAV descent.
United 1124, you are radar contact, say altitude.
1,600.
United 1124, altitude checks, and I maintain 15,000.
I maintain 15,000. United 1124.
United 639, radar contact lost.
Power comes back and then goes into clamp. So I could bring the power levers back further if I wanted to increase the rate of descent up until we intercept the actual VNAV course, and the throttles will come out of clamp.
Number 626 Tango Golf, the winds are 1806, runway 8 right, clear for takeoff, fly runway heading.
Runway 8, runway heading here, takeoff 8 right.
American 1488, fly heading 360.
360 is the heading for American 1488.
Number 2894, welcome to St. Louis, taxi via Foxtrot, hold short of Foxtrot 1, correction, hold short of Foxtrot 4. November 2894, hold, November 2894, stop, hold position, stop.
Holding position, 2
When I give you an instruction, I need you to read it back, please. November 2894, so the instruction was taxi via Foxtrot, hold short of Foxtrot 4. Next time when you come off the runway, you're supposed to stop. Do not taxi on my taxiways or any movement area in the United States unless given explicit clearance by the controller. Cook 17, leave my airspace to the north. Minneapolis offline radar service terminated. Change to advisory approved.
Switching advisory, thank you much. Good luck. Hope you survive. Cook 72.
Alright, coming up at 18,000 feet. Turn off lights are coming on, wing lights are coming on. And we'll select 299 in the altimeter. Enter descent checklist for 18,000 feet, exterior lights.
Number 2894, resume taxi to the ramp via Foxtrot 4.
The TRP goes to go around.
Resume taxi to the ramp, Foxtrot 4.
Hydraulic pumps. High. On.
United 458, contact Chicago Center on 134.87 for 1.
Order Chicago Center on 134.87, United 458, thank you, and see ya.
And I already forgot if he gave us 18 left or right. I assume it's 18 left. Yeah, it's gotta be. 18 right is only 6,000 feet long. Yeah, visual approach runway 18 right. Now notice we are...
Kansas Center, citation November 31 Charlie Victor, lined up and waiting here for takeoff.
The plane has picked
I
up
apologize, sir.
the VNAV.
Number 31 Charlie Victor.
So we've come out of the clamp mode. We're still in VNAV descent.
21 right. Did you say ready for takeoff
But our
for
auto throttle's
31
now
Charlie
taken
Victor?
No, that's my
speed
fault.
cues
I
from
forgot
the
about you.
FMS.
The 10107 runway 12 right. You are clear for takeoff now, and you're going to be RNAV to Hefner. I apologize, sir.
No problem. You've had a crazy day. RNAV to Hefner, clear for takeoff 12 right for 31 Charlie Victor.
Center citation, takeoff 3,000.
And number 66 Tango Golf, radar contact, climb maintain 15,000, maintain the heading for now. I'll have a further heading for you in a second.
15,000.
United 1124, climb maintain flight level 310.
310, United 1124.
Number 90425, I apologize about the low altitude. I've been a little bit limited in what I can do today. Contact Chicago Center on 134.87.
7124.87.
And November 626 Tango Golf, redirect spinner.
Direct spinner now.
Number 31 Charlie Victor, radar contact, stay out, speed passing.
Pick up our rate of descent a little
2.7
bit.
for 5,000 to 31 Charlie Victor.
November 31 Charlie Victor, radar contact, altitude checks, climb maintain 15,000.
Auto throttles are at their lower limit.
Climb maintain 15,000 for November 31 Charlie Victor.
So we need to put some drag on the airplane.
November 248 Delta November, cleared into the St. Louis class Bravo airspace via direct St. Louis. Maintain VFR at or below 3,000.
Cleared into the class Bravo airspace. Clear direct to St. Louis. Maintain at or below 3,000. Skyhawk 8 Delta.
And Skyhawk 8 Delta November, the St. Louis altimeter is 3005.
3005. 8 Delta November.
We're at our 250 knots as we come through 10,000 feet. A little early, but I'll take it. I should have picked up my rate of descent a little sooner.
November 31 Charlie Victor, climb maintain flight level 320.
Climb and maintain flight level 320 for 31 Charlie Victor.
November 626 Tango Golf, can't remember if I gave it to you, but climb maintain flight level 250.
You did not, but I will climb to 250 for 626.
10,000 feet, land lights on. We'll do the chime. $2,000 to go. Got my hand on the speed brake lever, which you should always do when you have manually deployed the speed brakes.
Center, Delta Flight 1717, maintaining 5,000 feet,
radar vector to
Helps
Maddog.
remind you not to level off with the speed brakes out.
Delta 1717, radar contact, altitude as reported, climb maintain flight level 390, clear direct Magoo.
1,000 to go.
Climb flight level 390, cleared right to Magoo, Delta 1717.
Delta 1488, fly heading 330, descend and maintain 3000. I'm just going to bring you out a little bit so that way it's not tight turn on base for you.
Is that for American 1488?
Yes, sir, I apologize. American 1488, fly heading 330, descend and maintain 3000.
330, 3000, American 1488. 330, 3000. All right.
Sender Walker 3476 at parking to Kirk.
It's annoying.
Request information.
Too much background noise, I can't make out what you're saying. Try to fix your mic and try again. American 1488, fly heading to 090.
090, American 1488. Zero 090. Bring my speed back a little bit more. Oh, somebody's got a stuck mic.
Aircraft calling, no voice.
Now it knows I'm commanding a speed below what it wants to do. Thing slants out.
American 1488, Tulsa is currently 2 to 3 o'clock and about 13 miles reported in sight.
Airport in sight now for American 1488.
American 1488, thank you. Cleared visual approach, runway 18 left.
Cleared visual approach, 18 left, American 1488. So what I'm going to do is, the airport's right there. So I'm going to let the airplane slow down. Hydraulic pumps higher on, flight instruments and bugs are set, seatbelt signs on, tail de-ice is off, gear to go. We'll hold there, we'll let the airplane slow down.
Aircraft calling, no voice.
I'm going to bring our heading in to intercept that. We'll arm the ILS. Bring our speed back to 180. What I didn't do.
United 1124, contact Chicago Center on 134.87, so long.
There we go.
Over to Chicago. 3487.
Intercept the localizer.
Center Hello, November 6478 Delta, flying runway heading.
Little through it.
November 6478 Delta, Kansas City Center, hello, ident. And November 6478 Delta, radar contact, stay altitude passing.
Passing 3,600.
Number 6478 Delta, altitude check, climb, maintain flight level 300, clear direct to Charlie November uniform VOR.
300, and what was the direct again?
Direct to Charlie November uniform VOR.
Charlie November uniform VOR, November 6478 Delta.
American 1488, the winds are 180 at 12, gusting 21, runway 18 left, cleared to land.
18 left, clear to land, American 1488. Clear to land, 18 left. We're about to capture the glide slope.
Walker 3476.
Glide slope's alive.
at parking to Kilo India Romo Kilo, direct to Kilo India Charlie Tango for information.
Alright, I'm sorry, aircraft calling at Quincy. What was the request?
You're down 3 green.
Kansas Center, please repeat slow.
Walker 3476, what was your request?
Request information for departure for direct to Kilo
Lights up,
India
please.
Charlie Tango. Walker 3476.
Times 28.
Alright, I'm not sure what you mean by information for departure. Are you requesting IFR clearance?
Hydraulic pumps ion on, altimeters are set, flight insurance plugs are set, seatbelt sign is on, tail de-ice is off, gears down 3 green, spoiler lever.
Walker 3476, I don't know what you mean by requesting information for departure. Are you requesting IFR clearance?
Auto brakes are set, flats and slaps 28, land. Annunciator lights are checked.
Copy, no information for departure, direct request taxi, start up a taxi for runway 18.
Okay, well, Quincy doesn't have a control tower, so I don't provide services there. But are you requesting an IFR clearance, or what is your request?
Walker 3476 request clearance for departure, direct to Kilo India Charlie Tango.
Jesus. All right, so you are requesting IFR clearance. Is that a yes or a no?
Yes, IFR.
Okay. Walker 3476 is cleared to the Wichita Airport via direct B, Kansas City VOR. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 300, 10 minutes after departure. Departure is on this frequency, squawk 5252.
1000, stable, sync 700.
Walker 3476, initial climb 5,000 feet, squawk 5252, QNH line 2997.
Glide slow.
Correct.
Walker 3476, say the squawk code again.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
Squawk 5252, Walker
Off the
3476.
autopilot.
Walker 3476, your redac is correct. Hold for release. Advise this frequency number 1 for departure. Clearance, change to advisory frequency approved.
400.
Report ready for departure, Walker 3476.
300.
United 1124, contact Chicago Center on 134.87.
Glide slow. Minimum 100. 50. 40.
Center November 6478 Delta. Can we leave the cockpit for 10 minutes?
That's approved. I'm on your back.
We'll report back November 6478 Delta.
November 31 Charlie Victor, descend at Palace discretion, maintain 10,000. The Springfield Airport is landing southeast. Or correction, the Springfield Airport is landing south. The Springfield altimeter is 3002.
80 knots.
Descend descend to 10,000 to Springfield altimeter 3002 and landing south for Springfield 31 Charlie Victor.
Here we are at the new Tulsa, the fly to Tulsa. Whoops. Why am I not? Turn the auto brakes off. There we go.
Hot lab.
And 1488, welcome to Tulsa. Taxi straight ahead to the ramp. Have a good day.
Straight on to the ramp. Thanks for the ATC, American 1488.
November 626 Tango Golf, contact Chicago Center on 134.87. So long.
134.87 for Chicago for 626 Tango Golf. Thanks, have a good day.
November 248 Delta November, enter left downwind, runway 12 left.
Alpha 9.
And are you going to be remaining the pattern, or is this a full stop?
Full stop, enter left downwind from runway 12 left, 8 Delta November.
November 8 Delta, or correction, November 248 Delta November, thank you very much.
AP test takes place automatically. We're going to Alpha 9 today. Gate 9 Alpha. No. Should be sort of on the end here. Miss it. Oh yeah, I did.
American 1440, flight level 330.
I'm sorry, who is the aircraft? What was the call from?
American 1440.
American 1440 in Kansas City Center, hello, IDEM.
I missed it. Alright, let's get over to the gate and then we'll wrap this up.
American 1440.
American 1440, radar contact 45 miles southwest of Springfield.
American 1440 requesting vectors into the for address.
Get rid of that, so at least we can hear the noises here for the last little bit. Set the brake. We got APU power. Bring that on. Bring on the bleed. Turn the seatbelt signs off. We'll shut them down. Let's open the windows, shut them down. Turn the anti-collision light off. Fuel pumps off. Hear the wind noise through the cockpit because it is really windy here today. And it's more wind noise than we had at Dallas. Open up that door. We'll make sure that the forward main door is open. And they're starting deboarding. Alright, APU power's on, the bleed is running, got the engine shut down, got the seatbelt sign off, emergency lights are on. We can go ahead and kill that, Alright, parking brakes are set, seatbelt signs are off, APU is established, fuel levers are cut off, anti-collision exterior lights are off and set, engine ignition is off, fuel pump is off except for the APU, emergency lights we're leaving on, probe heat's off, anti-ice is off, air conditioning is set, oil, hydraulic, and oxygen quantities are all checked, hydraulic pumps, we can get those, off. And transponder goes to standby. And that's all she wrote. Well, folks, there we have it. The Immersive Soundpack MaddogX for the Leo. Oh, that's a shame. I gotta check the GSX profile. It didn't connect. New scenery. We'll stay in here so we don't see that. Who needs to see that? Well, looks okay from here. Alright. So, quick wrap up. Once again, very nice job on the Soundpack. Check it out. It's releasing August 9th. Orbix. If you like what you hear, this is what it is. I don't know how you can mess with it. Immersive Sound did a nice job. I know they've done other sound packs in the past. I was not familiar with them before we got in contact with each other and for this, but there we go. Enjoy it. I did. Hope you did too. Check it out tomorrow, exclusively on Orbix, from what I understand. I'm not an Orbix partner, but that is where it's going to be. So anyway, I am CJ, and I am your Classic Jet Sim pilot. Hope you had fun today. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here.